I told my wife I'd be away for 10 days in business, but I wrapped things up early and came home on day 5. Planned to surprise her. What I walked into that night didn't just break my heart, it nearly cost me my life. Before we begin, please hit that subscribe button. It helps us bring you more incredible stories like this one. Let's get into it. My name is Marcus, and for 9 years, everyone told us we had the ideal marriage. I met Jennifer in grad school. She was a passionate journalism major with infectious energy and dreams of changing the world. I was a mythic Calvin's guy who helped make those dreams practical. We built a beautiful townhouse near the city, discussed kids Day, and shared everything. At least that's what I believed. Jennifer worked as a content strategist, mostly remote, which gave her incredible flexibility. I traveled periodically for my corporate consulting position. Our life had rhythm, comfort, predictability. But as I'd learned, predictability can mask the darkest betrayals. Everything changed 3 weeks ago when my director assigned me to a client summit in Seattle. 10 days, Marcus, he explained. Build relationships, secure contracts, represent us well. I packed my suitcase, drove Jennifer to drop me at the airport, and promised I'd videotape every evening. She gave me that radiant smile of hers, held me close, and whispered, "Come home soon. The place feels so lonely without you here." Those words stayed with me throughout the flight, making me already miss her presence. The summit exceeded all expectations. I closed a crucial partnership agreement in just 4 days, and by the morning of day 5, my director cleared me to return early. Pure excitement flooded through me. I'd surprised Jennifer with her favorite orchids and Thai food from that place she loved downtown. No more empty hotels. I'd be back in her arms by nightfall. I grabbed the earliest available flight, got a rental at the airport, and drove straight to our neighborhood, pulse racing with anticipation. Twilight was settling as it turned onto our street. The street lamps were just coming on as I deliberately parked 2 houses down, wanting to preserve the surprise rather than alerting her with my car. Pulling into the driveway, I collected the orchids and approached quietly, already imagining her delighted reaction. But something immediately felt wrong. Our front room lights blazed behind closed curtains, and an unfamiliar silver Bemzad parked directly in our spot. Mr. Mac dropped. Maybe a colleague scar, a friend visiting. I dismissed Muniz and moved the side window. Peering through a gap in the blinds, what I witnessed paralyzed me completely. Jennifer sat on our sofa, laughing with complete abandon. That's an uninhibited way I hadn't witnessed in over a year. But she wasn't alone. Eamon, tall, dark-haired, wearing an expensive tailor jacket, sat in a metallic close, far too close. His hand rested possessively on her leg, and as I stood frozen, he leaned toward her and kissed at her. Not a friendly peck, but a deep, passionate kiss that communicate facially history, intimacy. My wife, my Jennifer, kissing another man in our home. The orchids tumble from my grip, delicate petals scattering across the lawn like my shattered reality. I stumbled backward, heart hammering, fighting every instinct to crash through the door. Who was he? How long had this been happening? Questions bombarded my mind as I retreated to the shadows across the street, watching like a phantom, haunting my own existence. They continued talking for what seemed like hours, their body language relaxed and familiar. At one point, she stood, took his hand, and led him upstairs toward our bedroom. The light clicked on up there, and my entire world went pitch black. I didn't confront them that night. Rage burned inside me, but something colder took control. Calculation. I needed evidence. I needed to understand the full scope of this betrayal before I destroyed everything. I drove to a chain hotel near the highway, checked in using cash, and spent sleepless hours dissecting every moment of our marriage. Those late nights, she claimed, were client Devlin emergencies. The weekend getaways to visit her college roommate that left her glowing and refreshed. The way our physical connection had gradually depapered over 18 months, blamed on work stress and exhaustion. Everything suddenly clicked into horrifying clarity, a puzzle I desperately wished I'd never solved. The following morning, I watched her house from my rental car. The silver BMW had vanished. But Jennifer emerged around 10:30, looking refreshed and unburdened, heading out for errands like any normal Tuesday. I followed at a distance, mind racing with questions. Who was this man? I needed concrete answers. That afternoon, when she texted her book club about meeting for lunch, I quietly let myself into Orr Townhouse using my key, heart pounding as I searched through her belongings, drawers, closet, even her laptop, which carelessly left open on the desk. What I discovered absolutely destroyed me. Buried in a folder, misleading labeled archive. Tax documents, weary mail threads. Hundreds of messages spinning nearly 3 years to someone named Derek. Apparently a colleague from Amerkedding Conference. But the set communications weren't remedially professional. Counting the hours until I am in your arms again. One read, Marcus suspects nothing. We'll have the entire weekend free. There were photographs, too. Intimate selfies, vacation pictures from trips she claimed were solo professional retreats. Derek wasn't just a casual affair. He was her escape, her passion. While I was apparently the dependable husband making the bills and mortgage. But real revelation, the discovery that absolutely shattered me, came when I searched deeper. In her nightstand drawer, concealed beneath a stack of novels, sat a small velvet jewelry box. Inside was an engagement ring. Definitely not the one I'd given her. Engraved, "Forever yours." Derek. Paper clipped to it was a printed document from a family law attorney. Divorce paperwork drafted but signed, citing irreparable breakdown of marriage. She'd been actively planning to leave me for him. But why the delay? Why maintain that grave? Suspicion noted at me. I access your phone records next. Simple enough with our shared family account. Daily calls to Derek whenever I traveled, but also multiple calls to an insurance provider. Our life insurance policy, Theon she'd insisted we dramatic alliance last year for our future children's security. A chill crept down my spine. Was this more than simple infidelity? Was she planning something far more sinister? That evening, I couldn't maintain the charade any longer. I waited until Derek's Baymo pulled up again. Same time, same pattern, same arrogant confidence. They were in our kitchen, wine glasses raised in a toast. When I kicked through the back door, surprise, I announced, voice eerily steady, despoteth hurricane inside me. Jennifer's face strained of all color, wine splashing across the granite counter. Derek jumped at his feet, hands raised offensively, stammering confused excuses. Marcus, you're back early. Save it, I snapped, pulling out my phone with the email evidence displayed. 3 years, Jennifer. 3 years with him. And this ring, these divorce papers. What was the plan? Collect my insurance money first? Stage some tragic accident while I was shriveling? She collapsed in tears streaming, sinking into a chair. It wasn't supposed to happen like this, she sobbed. Derek and I reconnected at that conference. You were always working, always gone. I felt invisible, forgotten. But the insurance situation, that was his suggestion. He said we could start over completely debt-free, and never actually would have gone through with it. I still love you, Marcus, love. The word tasted like battery acid. Derek bolted toward the door, but I blocked his path. Fury lending me strength. Y'all thought you could steal my wife, destroy me life? In the chaos that erupted, truth spilled out like poison from a wound. Derek wasn't just her affair partner. He was her ex-boyfriend from college, the one she supposedly moved past years before we met. They've been systematically planning to drain our joint accounts, arrange my accidental despair during a business trip, collect a substantial insurance payout, and vanish together. My early return had completely demolished their entire shim. The police arrived after neighbors reported the disturbance. Derek was arrested on conspiracy charges. Turn out he had an extensive record for insurance fraud schemes. Jennifer lost the townhouse, half her savings. But I gained something infinitely more valuable: freedom from a dangerous illusion. Looking back, that 5-day early return literally saved my life. Betrayal cuts devastatingly deep, but also reveals who people truly are beneath their masks. If you ever been blindsided by someone you completely trusted, you understand this particular agony. But remember, from the ashes, we'll build ourselves stronger and wiser. Thanks for watching this story of twisted deception and shocking betrayal. If it left you stunned, please hit that like button. Share your own experience in the comments below, and subscribe for more compelling narratives that expose hidden darkness and human nature. Click that notification bell. Next time might could be a story that hits even closer to home. Stay vigilant, friends.